Hi guys. Well, thanks for coming back, and welcome back to another night of hope I don't mess up too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. It's lining up with both pillars. That carpet strip is almost identical to the factory one. The metal that comes down the side is almost right where it's supposed to be. That's really close. And the rear panel sits on there pretty decent. And like I said, that's the best German rear panel you can get. I thought those holes were way off, but now that I got this tunnel in here, they're super close. So I am trying to figure this out now. Looks like it's got a lip that you can spot weld to the tunnel. There's this brace that comes up around the back and curves around. So it sits in there. It's not quite sitting up. But well, it's probably easier to show you on the other piece. Oh. See if I can figure this out. Right by that bump, which is for the ductwork, it kind of bumps up. And that's for that bump. So that bump's in there. Yeah. That bump right there. So I am trying to figure out the best way to do this, because I'm not cutting the whole thing out. I want to go in between that bump out and the seat bracket, because then the metal gets good. It's just this end that I didn't cut it all the way out, because that second, there's two holes in here, and this one's a little rusty right in here, but I left it for alignment purposes. That hole's staying in the car. I want to cut this thing off. Let's see. Oh, saying wrong. That hump is, I think that is. I should stop rambling away. Right past the big hole. I want to cut this thing off right in here someplace. Right past that part of the hump. So that's the hump that's giving me trouble, I think. So I'm going to work on tweaking this up a little bit and see if I can't get that fitting in there better. I've got enough of it welded to hold the body together. So the plan is no matter how, if I'm off at all, that's not going to move. So I'm getting that all welded to the tunnel, but where I cut it off, that I'm only going to freaking do a couple welds on, because if something happens and I'm off, I can move it at that point. Over here is going to stay, no matter what happens. So let me get the freaking plan with this thing, see what I can do. Okay. Couple things with this panel. This is not at a 45. That's sitting out wonky. And this was not running down that line. This is actually thicker metal than this. I don't know. It's all spot welded in. This is thicker metal than this is. And this panel, if you look down it, doesn't look like it got stamped all the way. Like right in there, it's curving nice, and then all of a sudden it starts going over that way. So I got the dolly in the vise, so I'm going to try and square that up and try and round this better and see where I'm sitting. Okay, I'm trying to fit this in. The bottom feels like it's sitting pretty good. I can get this back in this corner. If I get this back into this piece, then it's all shoved over. Problem is I can line that hole up, or I can line the bolt holes up, but I can't do both. So something's not punched right. And I'm not sure what it is, so I think my best bet to do is to it needs underneath this clamp that gets spot welded to there, underneath gets spot welded on. So I think my best bet is to cut my piece out that I don't want anymore, because I want it to go over a little bit more. And then chop that piece off so it's close. Get it spot welded to the tunnel. Get her all welded to the tunnel, and then I can eat and fry and make it to where them measurements line up, and then put her together. I think that's my best bet. So yeah, I'm gonna get to chopping. Okay. I got her clamped in there, and I cut off what I wanted off. That hump by the round hump is pretty freaking close. Measured across, and it is exactly the same width. So those holes are off a little bit. So I'm not worrying about holes. Okay. Mark that piece off and chop her off. Get sticking it in here. Hopefully when I cut it off and take it out, or take it out and cut it off, it don't all move on me. Well, it's not going to move anywhere, but you know what I mean. You reposition a piece and it doesn't sit in the same position twice the same way. So hopefully it sits back in there like I like it. It's only metal. Okay, I chopped her off. Here's the other piece. So, gonna get some holes drilled in that flange. Some holes drilled in that flange. I squared it all up with a chunk of 2x4. And I'm gonna get this attached to the heater tunnel. And then start clamping it in. And making sure my side is the right distance and go from there. I don't know. I just clamped the 2x4 in there. That one's going to be a little hard to get at, but I don't know, it's just easier for me. Get the holes drilled without bending the shit out of it. Alrighty, guys. She's close. But I got that seam going all the way up. Absolutely perfect. The bottom looks good. And my cuts gotta be trimmed up a little bit, but it's close. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Well, I got her locked into that piece. I still gotta get a bunch of welding done. That's not looking too bad. So, but I'm gonna call it a night. I still gotta get that welded on and a lot of other things, but I have a newer subscribers smoke shop, SCH. Anyways, I wanted to go check out some of his videos, so I'm going to call it a night. Like I said in the beginning, if anybody subscribes to me, I'll subscribe to them. So, I'm going to go check his videos out. I only got so much time in the day, so I get as much done as I can. But yeah, I think it should be okay. Get that welded into place and then measure over to that bolt hole and then lock her in. And tomorrow's Friday, so I don't have to worry about work. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night.